Two magazines to throw onto the pile today. We are looking at guitar players, and they are not as fun to read through, but there's a couple cool things to check out in here, so let's dig in. Let's kick it off with the Vernon Reid October 88, shall we? You know what? I don't know who this guy is, but I've stared at this picture so many times. Doug Boyle. Oh, he was out with Robert Plant with his Ibanez RG550s. That's kind of a weird combination, but you know, it was the time. I think if I went to see Robert Plant, I'd be psyched that his guitar player had an RG550. Those guitars are fun. All right, so we're just going to fly through. Ooh, Lexicon. Those are pretty good, these little half rack guys. Pretty good. Greg Howe. That guy's bonkers good. I guess that picture isn't really any worse than anyone else's 80s picture. It's just, I don't know. We're going to move on. That's Dana Strum from Vinnie Vincent Invasion. And also Mark Slaughter was in Vinnie Vincent Invasion. And they bailed, started their own band called Slaughter. And I think Dana Strum also was the guy that would always find Aussie guitar players. He was like his man on the street. 88, what does it say? You've probably heard talk about a revolutionary new guitar preamp that sounds great and has the power of MIDI control. And about how this device will change the way you work with your sound, even how you can replicate the sound of Marshall or Fender or a Roland or a Mesa Boogie, and yet have instant access to any one of 128 tones. Well, in case you haven't heard, introducing the MkIII from 88. 2 separate signal paths, 4 tube stages, 2 solid state stages of gain. That's a little misleading because I think there's only 2 tubes. So 4 tube stages, there's 2 different stages that use the 2 tubes. So quick math. Burnin'. You know, when he came out, their music was kind of undeniable because it was so different. And there was, a million things different about them, but there was so many things to like. He's using an ESP with EMGs. He's gone through the hugest Mesa Boogie racks of all time. Shreds faster than anybody. Sometimes his shredding has just every note, all 12 notes at once, but that's a little controversial. But when he slows down, he's like such a great, tasty player. Were you in the moment when you recorded the Cult of Personality solo? Well, it's funny how that came about. That's a first take. I'd done the tracking for the song, doubled the guitar parts and so on, and then our producer said, okay, we've got some stuff laid down, let's come in and do a solo tomorrow. But I said, I've got to do it now. It was the funniest thing. I was really beat until he said, the track is coming now. And then I plugged into a musical stream of consciousness. After it was done, I thought, did I do that? I think I really plugged into what the song was about. And I really felt good about it. They say it's not a stereotypical structured solo. You come out ripping at maximum speed and then move into longer, more sustained sounds towards the end. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, it's controversial, but I can't imagine another solo on that song. You got a larger-than-life tone on Cult of Personality. What was your setup? He said, for the album, we used an old, and what does it say? I can't see. An old analog. All right, that's different. An old analog dinosaur setup. I used a Proco Rat distortion, a Korg multi-effects box with compression, chorus flanging, overdrive, and a digitizer for adding chorusing. I also used Boss digital delay sampler and a Lesis microverb. We mic'd close, in the middle, and in the corners of a big room. we had a great wall of amps, a Carvin, a Dean Markley, a Vox, a Marshall, and a Fender Showman. Did you record all the amps at once? It averaged 2 or 3 amps per song, pretty much. On Desperate People, we had everything on. It was so loud the engineer would literally run into the room and have to adjust something. Vernon's advice for young musicians: keep your mind open, learn the basics, acquaint yourself with written music. Don't be hard on yourself because you're not Yngwie Malmsteen or Eddie Van Halen. Don't listen to only guitar music. If you have a lot of technique and can play really quickly, try to articulate phrases. Sometimes you should play slowly. Listen to the blues. Be careful before you say somebody sucks. Learn to work with yourself, not against yourself. Have friends and live your life. That's pretty good stuff. Oh, when he plays fast, he shifts into his shred mode. Goes like Transformers roll out. Kind of like Eddie. He says he uses 11 gauge strings. Really? Back, everyone used to say, oh, I use 12s. I use 13s back in the day. And I think they're all lying. I think everyone used 9s. Maybe 10s. But pretty much everyone used 9s. The Mesa Mark III, introducing the most toneful amplifier ever, the new Mark III from Mesa Boogie. Rhythm 1 for fresh, transparent chords and bright, shimmering funk, plus a round, breathing bottom? Yeah, we'll go with breathing bottom that's perfect for jazz or clean country rock. This is the sound that traces its heritage back to great vintage Fenders. Then punch into Rhythm 2 for grinding power chords and chunking metal grooves. Tight and focused, this sound boasts much more gain and is EQ'd for darkness and power. This is the sound of the 80s, like the brownest of customized Marshalls. Well, that's misleading. Now hit the lead mode, screaming. This sound blisters, blaring and singing with fluid harmonic leaps available on command. This is bold, super gain voice that only a boogie can deliver. Oh, dude, I just almost walked by a 36 fret guitar. 36 frets. They say it's like an instrument. I like this instrument. It looks great, plays fast, balances well, has all the features you need. Feels good. Cool. Oh, and look at that. The Stevens extended cutaway. Kitty Hawk. Mark I, which is, I believe, like a Mesa Boogie kind of clone, if you will. My overall impressions of this amp is very positive. Design and construction techniques are good. Sound is excellent. If I may be permitted an analogy, it operates much like a Mercedes-Benz drives. Smooth and controlled. Alrighty then. Digitech 128. Alright, who do we got? Darren Householder. He was in a band. He had like a Shrapnel release. Love Hate. That's what it was. That was pretty cool. Bob Bradshaw. Oh yeah. The Night Swan. Now there's a reason we're diving through this one. Oh yes. More Ibanez. I can never get enough Ibanez ads. Yeah, here's the 36 fretter. Beautiful. Ultrasonic pickups. They used to have a big logo. Their logo was Suck Tone. I don't know if you remember that, but that's a dangerous thing to say. Because you just flip it around and you're like, your tone sucks. The Rivera TBR-1. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick. I have the 1SL. When I was a kid, I had the M. I saved up so much stupid grocery store money working at grocery stores. And then I bought the wrong one. I bought the M. I don't want the M, I want the SL. This is why I opened this one up. Look at that. Greg Howe in the spotlight. Greg Howe from Pennsylvania, age 22. A guitarist since age 10, Greg began learning open chords from books. Although he cites Van Halen as his first major influence, his tastes have widened to include all types of music and instruments. He feels that all musicians have something special and unique to offer. Greg's demo tape is among the most exciting I've received, featuring great chops, strong original instrumental compositions. It successfully combines both legato and speed-picking techniques similar to Holdsworth and Yngwie, but still jazzy and bluesy. Playing at lightning speed, he combines a cleanly executed descending triplet pattern with a tapping, pulling, two-handed technique that you'd swear was being performed conventionally. Well worth checking out. Oh, that's cool. And then all this weird stuff.